to Elite Weather. I'm your meteorologist, Mr. G, back with you once again. Thank you for joining me today, guys, as we wrap up your Sunday evening here. Another weekend is coming to a close. Tomorrow is Monday, time to go back to school and work, and we're going to be talking about that weather forecast for you guys. We're taking a look outside live here right now in the Twin Cities, downtown St. Paul. We got I-94 in the background right here. And if you look closely at this video feed, you can see the snowflakes falling down out of the sky. See the little white flecks there? That is snow, because we are looking at snow outside right now across the Twin Cities. The ground is too warm right now, so it's not really sticking on the concrete or the roadways, but we are seeing some of that snow accumulate a little bit on the grassy surfaces, but hard surfaces, we're not seeing too much of a problem with some of that snow, as temperatures are about 34 and 35 degrees right now, and those sun angles are just a little bit too high this time of the year, so the solar radiation can melt snow even through dense cloud cover like we have today. Minneapolis is back there shrouded in those low clouds and those snowflakes, so you won't be able to see it in this picture today. But let's jump into our radar right now and show you what's going on across the country as far as this latest storm that we're dealing with at this time. All right, we're taking a live look outside at our radar right now. And this is a look at the Great Lakes in the upper Mississippi River Valley, Minnesota, Wisconsin, as well as into parts of Michigan and Iowa as well. And we're seeing that light snow here through Minnesota and western Wisconsin. You see the darker blue over western Wisconsin and eastern Minnesota. That indicates heavier snow. And we also have some heavier snow bands over central Minnesota as well. We're seeing that very light snow here over the Twin Cities, and it's barely sticking to the ground, but we are going to be seeing about 1 to 3 inches of snow across Minnesota, and to the east here through Wisconsin and over into Michigan. You can see the lightning flashes, so it's warming up for thunderstorms to the east. So we're seeing those showers and storms over Wisconsin and to the east. This snow will eventually propagate that way as well, and we'll see that snow overtake this region over eastern Wisconsin near Milwaukee and the Chicago area. I think Chicago will just be on the edge or on the outside of that snow band, but that snow will eventually pivot more toward the northeast, and we'll see that snow through northern Michigan and up in the UP as well. We're going to see that snow spread over that way, where we can pick up almost a foot of snow over parts of the upper peninsula of Michigan. But let's take a look at some other areas where we're dealing with some stormy weather this afternoon. All right, we're also here over the Ohio Valley and the eastern Great Lakes. This is eastern Michigan, as well as southern Canada and Ontario, and the Ohio Valley right down here. So we have Ohio and western Pennsylvania and western New York, where we're seeing these showers and thunderstorms. And this is where we have a potential for severe thunderstorms this afternoon, where we could be seeing some very heavy rain, as you can see on this radar return right now. That very heavy rain and some hail with damaging winds, and an isolated tornado is also possible, but a very low chance for that tornado. But we are dealing with that stormy weather over parts of the eastern end of the Midwest, so in the Ohio Valley, and again through parts of Ontario, Canada, and into the eastern Great Lakes and parts of cold country headed over towards Pennsylvania. So Pittsburgh was going to be seeing those severe thunderstorms, Cleveland as well, and Buffalo, New York should be on the lookout for some of those strong showers and storms. And we have stormy weather over the Pacific Northwest as well. We're looking at northern Washington and Oregon, so we're seeing those rain showers along the coastal section and through the valleys of the Pacific Northwest. There's a little bit of snow in the higher elevations of the Cascades and the Puget Sound. We're seeing some snow, but if you look off the coast here, you see this cloud cover out here. You see these polka dot clouds. That's cumulus clouds. That's indicative of cold air and unstable air as well. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some thunderstorms move in across the Pacific Northwest as well, and in Northern California, as this area of low pressure pivots toward the coastal sections there later on today and into the evening hours tonight. So be watchful for possible some thunder, maybe some rumbles out there. You might see a few. I'm not looking for any severe weather or anything like you would see in the Midwest, but a rumble of thunder might be possible through some of this inclement weather that we're seeing on the West Coast. That is a look at the radar of some of the hot spots right now, but let's join in with the rest of our forecast as we talk about the next big storm that's going to shape our weather as we move through the upcoming work week. Move through the rest of the weather forecast, and we're going to take a look at this storm that we're going to be seeing today. This is our current storm over the Midwest and the Great Lakes that we're going to be seeing. That snow across the upper Midwest and the northern plains possibly. Well, it's not possibly, we're already seeing that snow. And here is that severe weather potentially that's going to develop over the mid-Atlantic states and through parts of the eastern Great Lakes. So we're going to be seeing that snow through parts of southwestern New York, western Pennsylvania, eastern Ohio, eastern Michigan near Detroit. We're going to be seeing that snow over Virginia, West Virginia, North Carolina, and eastern South Carolina. So the mid-south here and the mid-Atlantic could be seeing those showers and thunderstorms. And we're going to see some showers and storms down across central and south Florida as well. Fort Lauderdale doesn't need any more rainfall. They could pick up an inch of rain today, possibly from any potential thunderstorms that develop across that area. We see our very strong cold front here that's moving from the west to the east. This is sweeping through the Midwest right now. We're going to be seeing that cold front bring that leading edge of those cooler temperatures, and we're going to see those winds whip around to the northwest once that front passes any given location, and those cooler temperatures will take effect as well. So a sharp drop will take place if you're in the northern half of the country. So Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, and Tennessee will definitely see a noticeable drop in those temperatures by as much as 20 to 30 degrees. You'll see about a 10-degree drop down along the Gulf Coast and through other parts of the South. So Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, and Louisiana, you're seeing those temperatures drop 5 to 10 degrees. So a noticeable drop, but not as extensive as it is across the northern half of the country. And then where our area of low pressure is here over the western Great Lakes, we're looking at this near the upper Mississippi River Valley here, Minnesota and Wisconsin and Iowa. We see our deformation band there bringing that snow across the northern plains. So we will continue to see those snow showers through Minnesota for the remainder of the afternoon and into the evening hours tonight. Here's a look at our winter weather advisories across the upper Midwest. We have a winter weather advisory from Duluth, Minnesota, all the way down through the I-35 corridor here to I-90, where we're going to be seeing near Mason City. We have that potential for a winter weather advisory. We're looking at about 1 to 3 inches of snow in our winter advisory, but 6 inches plus here in our winter storm advisory that is taking place over central and southwestern Wisconsin this afternoon and tonight. We're going to be seeing that snow become heavy potentially, and we could see some heavy snow up there in the upper peninsula of Michigan, and we're going to be seeing these snowfall totals. These are the snowfall totals this afternoon across the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes. 1 to 3 inches of snow around Minneapolis, a little bit more up in Duluth where 3 to 5 inches could potentially fall. We're looking at 5 to 8 for you folks over there in the La Crosse area. We are seeing that heavy precipitation over that way, and we're seeing at least 8 to 12 inches here near Richland Center in Wisconsin, central northern Wisconsin. 8 to 12 inches of snow and 12 to 18 inches of snow up there in Ironwood, Michigan. So the upper peninsula of Michigan, Sault Ste. Marie, Marquette, and we'll see those higher snowfall totals. A lot less snowfall totals over there in Cadillac, Michigan, and 1 to 3 inches in the Detroit area, and we're going to be seeing less than an inch in the Milwaukee area. So the snowfall snowfall totals drastically across the area, and some areas toward the central and the northern parts of Wisconsin and Michigan will see those higher full snowfall totals this afternoon and into the evening hours. And as far as rainfall from Sunday into your Tuesday, we're going to see about a quarter to a half an inch of rain for the most part across the mid-Atlantic and into the Northeast. Remember, Monday is the Boston Marathon, so we're going to talk a little bit more specifically of what you can see during the Boston Marathon. But right now, we're seeing that snow and cold weather across the north and those warm weather showers and thunderstorms further to the south and to the east, where our low pressure center and the front has not passed yet. So if you're still seeing that warmer weather, you have not dealt with the frontal passage at that time. Here is a look at what we're going to be seeing about the time we get to the evening hours tonight, about 6. That snow will continue up here across the upper Midwest. It will continue to snow across Minneapolis, but mind you, it's very light across the Twin Cities. You have the urban jungle, so it's a lot of concrete, so the air above the ground is a little bit warmer because of the heat from the buildings and the heat from the surface and the roadways. So we're not seeing a whole lot of accumulation over the larger cities, but the more outlying areas, some of the suburbs and the rural areas, we're going to see some of that snow accumulate more efficiently. So we could see a couple of inches of snow over the rural areas, and we're going to be seeing that snow continue for the remainder of this evening. A winter weather advisory will continue until about 10 o'clock tonight before things really begin to wind down and that snow starts to shift off a little bit further to the east and northeast. But we're going to be seeing these showers and thunderstorms continue as our advancing cold front shifts into the mid-Atlantic and down through the mid-south and the southeastern United States. So we're going to be seeing those scattered showers and thunderstorms this evening. Some of these storms can be severe with some damaging winds and some large hail and heavy rainfall. Not expecting tornadoes today, but we are going to be seeing a little bit of rough weather through the mid-Atlantic. So Pittsburgh, Baltimore, down through Charlotte, Myrtle Beach, Atlanta could be dealing with those showers and thunderstorms. So some things could get a little rough from time to time, but I'm not worried about tornadoes today. And as we move into the overnight hours, or at least tomorrow, when we get to the noon hours, so this will be during the time that the Boston Marathon is still underway, should be about the halfway point, about noon tomorrow. We're going to be seeing those showers into the northeast. So Boston will have a rainy time for the Boston Marathon. So we're going to be seeing light to moderate rain showers. No thunder expected with that activity, but we will see those showers tomorrow while the Boston Marathon. That snow will ramp up here across the Great Lakes, so Michigan and Wisconsin and northeastern Illinois and northwestern so we got northeastern Illinois, Chicago, northwestern Indiana, so Gary, South Bend, and Miles City, those areas in Michigan and northern Indiana will see some of those snow showers as well. And you guys can pick up about an inch of snow over that area of the southern end of Lake Michigan. We'll see higher snowfall totals about central Michigan there near where we're going to be seeing Detroit, where we could be picking up 3 to 5 inches possible. So we will see that snow spread to the east across the Great Lakes as we head through the day on your Monday. Things will start to quiet down here in Minnesota and Iowa, so improving conditions, but it's not going to warm up very significantly. And we do have another storm on the way, which I'm happy to report will be warmer, and we won't have to worry about too much snow from the next system that we're going to be seeing in the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes about midweek. Here's a look at what we're going to be seeing across the Boston area on Monday with those showers and that cooler temperatures. For the temperatures will be nice for the runners out there participating in the Boston Marathon. It's going to be in the mid-50s. Here we have that low pressure center with that snow over the Great Lakes. So Michigan and Wisconsin will see that snow primarily, but we're going to be seeing rain showers over New England and the Northeast and through the mid-Atlantic states. We're going to be seeing those light to moderate rain showers, and we can't rule out a rumble of thunder as well. Now tomorrow, here's the forecast from 9 a.m. to 3 o'clock, which is basically the time time that they will be having the Boston Marathon. We're going to be seeing those temperatures in the lower 50s. We're going to start the day at 51, but by the time we get to 3 in the afternoon, 53 degrees, but those showers will be around. So now I'm not saying it's going to rain all the way through, but you will see those spotty showers taking place throughout the time that the race is happening. So you will have to dress accordingly. You know, they know what to do with this kind of things. It's not like it hasn't rained before during the Boston Marathon. So so if you're participating in that, that's just a little bit to help you know how to prepare for what you're going to be seeing if you're out there in Boston, okay? My sister-in-law lives out there. I doubt she's going to be out there participating in that because she's a busy woman. Got to sell those houses, so she's making that money. But anyway, here we are as we track our storm from the west coast that we're going to be seeing. This is the track that's going to drop down through the central plains about Tuesday or so, and we're going to see some severe thunderstorm setup across the central and southern plains and through parts of the south and the mid-south and to the midwest as well. And then as we move on through the latter part of the week, our low pressure center will end up across the southern Great Lakes and the mid-Atlantic, and eventually when we get to Friday and Saturday, that low will head out toward the northeast and off into the North Atlantic. So here we go as we take a look at the precipitation amounts that we're going to be seeing across the northwest and the northern Rockies as we head through this week. And we're going to be seeing about 1 inch of rain, 1 to 2 inches of rain down through the Portland area, 1 inch for you folks in Seattle. And Billings, Montana, we'll see about 1/10 of an inch of rain. And for the most part, we're going to be seeing a lot of snow again through the Rockies. Some of you folks may say Paradise up there in northern Idaho could see about 2 feet of snow, and we're looking at North Fork with 8 to 12 inches, and Jackson Hole, Wyoming will pick up about 3 to 5 inches, 5 to 8 inches down there near Idaho City, and Lake Havasu will see about 3 to 5 inches of rain. So not rain, but snow. So we will see a lot of snow again across the Rockies and rain along the coastal sections in the Pacific Northwest, down in the valleys where we're going to be seeing some of that rainfall, and we'll see more snow again in this very snowy winter season where we saw a lot of snow across the Rockies and through California into Sierra Nevada, where it was a record year for snowfall. So as that storm makes its way across the Midwest and into the northern plains, we're going to be seeing that includes a lot of what we're seeing now. We're going to be seeing 1 to 3 inches of snow across central and northern Minnesota. But if you look up here by Duluth, 8 to 12 inches of snow as we head into the midweek section. So there is still from areas in snow that can see a lot of snow across the Midwest, again, across the upper Midwest and in the Great Lakes. I think the Twin Cities won't get much in the way of snow, if any, but we will see a bit of snow across parts of Wisconsin where we can see Iron River pick up about 5 to 8 inches of snow, and Marquette is going to be on the light end this go around with 1 to 3 inches of snow, and Grand Rapids is going to pick up about 1 inch or less of rain. So we're going to see some rain across Grand Rapids, Michigan, as things stay warm down across the south and east. But we're going to see our storm system head up toward the north and east and take all of that wintry precipitation with it. Sioux Falls, we're looking at about 1/2 inch of rain, and the 1 to 2 inches of rain down near Des Moines, and 1 inch of rain down in the Chicago area, as you guys might deal with some thunderstorms this week and the potential for some severe weather as well. Here is that setup what that storm is going to look like about midweek, and then Wednesday and Thursday. We're going to have our area of low pressure across the upper Midwest. Boy, how many times have I seen a low pressure area set up right here in this very same location over the beginning of the spring and the end of the winter? I've seen these Colorado lows set up right here across parts of Iowa and Nebraska and South Dakota, and they have that warm air coming up off of the Gulf of Mexico. We're going to see a warm front across the Great Lakes, so that means another warm up across the east as this storm heads out from the west into the central part of the United States and on toward the northeast. Another increase of warm temperatures out ahead. We have warm air advection, and we're going to also bring up that humidity off of the Gulf of Mexico that's going to be fuel for a lot of showers along the Gulf Coast and into Florida. Those severe thunderstorms that could produce tornadoes, some large hail, some damaging winds, heavy rain and downpours that could lead to some flash flooding. We could definitely see a lot of severe weather down across Texas and eastern Oklahoma as well this week, as we have a dry line setting up down across southwestern Texas and into western Oklahoma. And again, as usual, cold air is going to filter in on the backside of this storm system. Now, if you're up in the north in Minnesota and Wisconsin, you're not going to get a nice warm up ahead of this storm, but it will be warm enough to be mostly rainfall before this system passes through, and you will have to deal with that potential of snow in our deformation band coming through on the backside of this area of low pressure. Our severe weather watches this week, we're going to be seeing that severe thunderstorm potential on Tuesday night in parts of the central and southern plains. We're going to have a dry line set up out here over Oklahoma and Texas, where we're going to be seeing some severe thunderstorms produce some hail, some heavy downpours, and damaging winds that hit 65 plus miles an hour, and an isolated tornado might also be possible as well. And we're going to be seeing that again continue as we head into Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday night. This storm system moves just a little bit to the east, starts to move into the Ozarks and the parts of the Mississippi River Valley. We're going to be seeing that potential for large hail, some heavy downpours, damaging wind gusts up to 65 miles an hour. Tornado threat is going to be kind of low with these events both Tuesday and Wednesday night, but I can't say that we won't possibly see a weak tornado somewhere, a tornado, but for the most part, that's not what we're looking for at this time, but we're just dealing with a kind of a low to mid-grade severe weather event as we move into the middle part of the week. So that is the weather forecast for as we start this upcoming work week. So we are looking at our current storm system to be moving across the Great Lakes and into the Northeast. That's going to spread rainfall up to Boston for the folks running in the Boston Marathon. And that snow will continue across Michigan, Wisconsin, and into Minnesota before heading on out across the Northeast and into Ontario, Canada, where it's going to spread more snow over those regions. So Montreal and Toronto and Quebec as well could be seeing some of that snow. And we're going to see a warm up down to the south out ahead of our next advancing storm system before we deal with some severe weather once again. My name is Mr. G. That was your weather forecast. Thanks for watching me today. Leave a like, comment, and feel free to subscribe to the channel. Bye-bye.